Hello, beautiful being. I would love to give you an update about my state of being, how I'm doing at the moment. I'm doing really great. It's almost 2 months ago when I had my skiing accident, and I really consider this accident as a great present. And this present is called the present. I really start considering that the only thing we really have is our presence. And our presence, we are only aware of our presence when we are present within the present moment with our loving presence. And from the moment we become really present with our presence within the present, life shows you that it is one big present including so many small presents. And that's where you just start acknowledging and beholding and embracing the big gift called life. And that the only thing we really have to do is being alive. And the beautiful part is we don't need to do anything in order to be alive. That's our natural state. There is no need to force yourself. There is no need to accomplish something. There is no need to look for something in order to be alive. So amazing. It's like, these are realizations I receive now on such a deep level. And the way, what do I mean with a deep level? It means that I really not only feel it or believe it, no, I really know it because I am it. We are it. We are already it. But the only way to really understand, the only way to show the mind how this works is to become present. Because the mind believes, the mind is so programmed, so conditioned, that it needs to do something in order to be something. And this whole process of doing is just you deciding to wait to be something that you already are. We are already it. We are a human being. We are already a being. And the only thing we really have to do is being. Just be. Just be. Being free. So free that you can allow yourself to just be. Without the need to accomplish something, without a need to find something. So there is no need to accomplish, there is no need to seek. Because everything you try to accomplish, no matter if it is success, money, recognition, or no matter what you try to find, whatever it is, peace, enlightenment, the best version of yourself, your authentic self. This whole journey, this whole way of becoming something, becoming someone, in order to be something, to be someone, there is no need for, because you are already that something, that someone that you try to become. From the moment we start realizing this, by becoming present, because that's the only place where you can start realizing this is when we become present. Because in the way of doing, there is no possibility to realize this. In the way of doing, there is always something to do after we did already everything we did. Then there appears something new we have to do. We are out of the way of doing, we are never ready to just be free, to just be free to be present with our loving presence within the present moment. The present moment that includes all the presence called life. From the moment we really start beholding those presents, embracing those presents, that we become really able to receive those presents that are always there in front of you, without seeking, without accomplishing, then you even receive the present that shows you that everything is a reflection from you. So that all the presents that you are beholding, that you are embracing, that all those presents is you, is just a reflection of you. So that all the things, so then we can make a bridge to the fact that all the things where we are trying to look for, where we are seeking for, that all the things that we are trying to accomplish, that we are trying to be, that we are already it. And that we just are looking for, are searching for something that we are already. So, again, there is no need to accomplish. There is no need to seek. The only thing we really have to do is just being present with our loving presence within the present. And that's where we start seeing all those presents, and where we start recognizing that we are a part of all those presents, so that we are all those presents itself. And yeah, I needed to to break my spine. I needed to break 2 vertebrae within my spine in order to receive a calling to go to an island where I've never been before. I'm on the Azores, an island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. And I needed to receive a calling after breaking 2 vertebrae in my spine, after being so ambitious, after being so busy with becoming something, with becoming even more successful than I already am. Because success, the whole definition of success is that you accomplish something where you are going for, where you are looking for. But what you're trying to go to, where you are trying to become, that is something you already are. So you are already successful. And from the moment you become really present with your loving presence within the present, then you don't need to seek for that recognition outside yourself. Because when you become really present, then you start realizing that there is no difference between outside yourself and inside yourself. Then you start realizing that everything just is how it is. And if you want to label it, then you can consider it that everything is just energy. And everything that we can witness, that we can see, everything that we call material, is just energy transmuted in material things. What you are seeing here, the character downtown, is just energy transmuted into matter, in this wonderful, magnificent being with a body, with a limited amount of functions where we are not even aware of, but there are functions that are functioning for us all the time without doing anything. No need to do anything. Everything just goes how it goes, and it's not up to us to take that controller and start to control our lives. No, life is just controlling itself. Life is just life. And the only way to really start embracing life is to become more life. Life with our loving presence within the present, where we become one with the present itself. And then there is no need to look for something, to find something, to accomplish something. And I'm just so grateful that I start realizing this, because when I attach myself to the story, I always was so ambitious already when I was young, because already when I was young I saw the differences between rich people with a big house, with a swimming pool, with all the abundance you can imagine, and I saw people who really had nothing. And then I saw my own family who were a bit in the in-between phase. And I saw those differences. And I want to end up like as a rich person with this swimming pool, with the abundance of being free to buy what you want in order to accomplish what you want, in order to be what you want. So when I was a kid, I was already quite focused on money, because I felt that money is everything. And out of that, I wanted to become like quite successful on school, even when I hated school, even when I know every part of inside of me just knew that the whole school didn't make sense. Even then, I started doing my best on school, because I wanted to accomplish something on school in order to prepare myself to accomplish something for a next education, in order to prepare myself for a next education, in order to prepare myself for the working life, to have like a good opportunity to receive a good job, in exchange to earn good money, in exchange to become something, to be something. Where I'm realizing now that I try to accomplish something, to be something, what I already am. What I already was before I became so ambitious, before I became so hungry towards money, before I tried to accomplish something, before I tried to seek for recognition and peace and whatever. I was already it. And that's also why this innocence of a child is so beautiful, because a child doesn't need to do something within the doing. It is doing things out of the flow. It is creating its magic here on earth. It is creating its play through life. But by playing, it's not investing. By playing, it doesn't have a hidden agenda. Oh, what if I start playing in this playground? When I play there, then maybe I see this beautiful girl that I love, and then maybe we can start playing together, because I would love to play with this girl. So no, a child just plays, and by playing it attracts the girl. So simple is it. And from the moment we start creating the need to accomplish anything, from that moment, everything became so difficult. Everything that was simple became difficult. Everything that just was what it is, were cultivated towards a label. Everything we just witnessed for what it is needed to become something with a label in order to understand it. Seeking for understanding, seeking for recognition, seeking for a status symbol, seeking for social success, financial success. We can all call this like a rat race, and I don't want to compare your loving being to a rat within a race, but just to give it a metaphor, that we are just like always in that wheel, always doing. Sometimes we are able to just step out of the wheel for a while, but yeah, at some point we need to get back in the wheel, because the wheel became our reality. And the reason it became our reality is so understandable, because that's how they conditioned us. And there is nothing wrong with that. They just tried to program us that we became successful within societies, a society that is based on social and financial success. But you are already it, even when you don't reach that specific function or that specific salary. You are already it. And we can only behold this when we become really present with our loving presence. And there's not something you're gonna reach by doing, only by being. And what does being means? That you just be, just like the sea, like a flower, like a bee, like a tree. These are all reflections of us. And this is all alive here on earth without doing, without accomplishing. Just receiving the nutrition without doing its best. And yeah, I'm really grateful that you are still listening, because it means that you are able to surrender yourself, to allow yourself to receive this message, even when this message is not a message that you are normally receiving, I guess. And even when I can pretend that this message is not only giving you this blissful wow effect as I'm feeling at the moment. Because it's so confronting for the mind, who is so used to run all the time, to do all the time, to seek all the time, to accomplish all the time. That's the most difficult part for our mind, to surrender itself, to allow itself to become present and to not do, to just be and let everything be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. It's the only thing we really have to do. Let everything be for what it is. If you consider that everything is just energy, then you don't need to bounce into every energetic obstacle you are cross paths with. You don't need to engage yourself with everything that is coming through your path. You don't need to engage yourself through every thought, through every emotion. Because these emotions, these thoughts, you don't need to pretend that it is you. Of course it is you, because everything is a reflection of you. Everything is one. Everything is oneself. Everyone is something, somewhere created somewhere. And that popping of energy created something new, something new, something new, something new. And it created so much that it eventually created you, created me, created an iPhone, created technology that is able to understand how frequencies work, that it makes it able that I'm receiving a message out of a certain frequency, and that I'm expressing this online, and that you, out of your frequency, can tap into this. I'm so grateful that you are on a frequency at the moment, that it is a frequency that you are able to allow your mind to listen to this, because this is not a nice message for the mind. This is the opposite, because the mind can't grab to this. The mind can't accomplish this. This is just an inner knowing. An inner knowing that you know. Otherwise, you weren't watching anymore. So yeah, big bow for your flow that you are still watching. And just for you to know, there is no need to do anything more than you're already doing. The only thing you have to do is doing less. The only thing we really have to do here on earth is being alive, in order to really be alive. Because otherwise there are happening so much things here on earth that are giving us the belief that we aren't alive, because we are so attaching to the emotions or to the thoughts that are bringing it us. Thoughts and emotions that are showing us that we are suffering, or that we are miserable, or that we aren't enough, or that the other is doing something that is triggering us. But the other is you. It's just a reflection of you. So from the moment you start giving your energy to some stranger, to something beside your body, then you take it within your body. Everything is energy, and then you just attach your energy to another energy. And then when those energies are attached, then you are meld together, and then it becomes you. So for example, when you have like this big emotional release because you are grieving your loved one who passed away, or who went another direction after a long relationship, for example, then you are grieving. You are grieving because you were so attached to this loving person, to this loving energetic being, with your energetic being, that you became one. Because by essence, everything is one. And she just was an example for you that everything is one. But from the moment you are not one anymore, then you feel the separation again. And then you start believing that you are these emotions that gives you this separated feeling, that you are these emotions that making you upset, that you are these thoughts who are telling you so many different stories, and that you are those stories. But no, you are not those stories, you are not that emotions. And it doesn't mean that you need to use like neuro-linguistics programming, mindset coaching, or whatever direction where I also went into, in order to get rid of those thoughts, or that you need to knock on every healer's door in order to let them heal you. No, because when we surrender to the present with our presence, then we are already complete. Then we are one. Then there is everything. So then everything that needs to be healed will be healed out of itself by being present. And that means detaching yourself from all the things where you are engaged with. And where you are engaged with is not your only loving, beloved one. No, it's all the things, all the beloved things where you are still attaching yourself to. And it can be anything. Examples from my life. I attach myself so much to football, and I'm still dreaming almost every week once about me in a professional soccer match. And I'm still so engaged, even when I'm not playing football anymore for loads of years now. Even when I'm not following it anymore for loads of years now, even then I'm so attached to it. So just to give you an example, that we are so attached to things consciously or unconsciously. So again, it is not a process of doing, of accomplishing, to let go of all the attachments. No, it is just becoming present with your loving presence within the present. Where you just are, where you just be, free to be. And this freedom, this is the thing, the one and only label where all those things where we are looking or seeking for, or where we're trying to accomplish, that's the only feeling we really try to get. But this feeling, you only get it by being it, being free. Being free. Free from suffering. Free from doing. Free from all stories that you have been told. Free from everything that makes you less free. Free to just be with our time and space within time and space. That's the only place, this space within space is the only place where you are really able to find where you are looking for. It's the only place where you are gonna reach all those things you try to accomplish. And it's up to you if you keep on remaining seeking this in the illusion of the outside world, or if you just allow yourself to become present with your presence, and that you see that there is no outside world or inner world, so that everything that you are seeking for, that you are looking for, is already there. The freedom to be free to be present with your loving presence within the present, where there are so much presence that you start realizing there is no differences between all those presents and me. There is no me, there is only we. Yeah, there is a me when you believe that you are your personality. That you are so much more. You are one with Source. You are everything. And at the same time, this everything is nothing. Because when we are really present, then you also just notice that that there is nothing to do. So there is nothing to seek, nothing to find, nothing to accomplish. So this whole something we're trying to become is nothing we're trying to become. We're trying to become nothing. And then when we start realizing that we are nothing, then we can start considering, okay, out of this nothingness, what is it that we want to bring into something? What is it from this loving ideas, from this loving creativity that I would love to bring into matter? What of all this loving energy that comes to me would I transmute into matter? What is it that I would love to create here on planet Earth when I'm here with my presence? And how much is that in line with what I'm doing now? These are just the differences, and then you see a gap. And from the moment you are able to see this, to be aware of this, then it just goes automatically. Because then your being feels like a calling to start detaching yourself from all the engagements you made. Then you can finally start emptying that plate of yours instead of constantly adding new things towards your plate, even when you're already so full of everything that you still have the urge to take more, that you feel, no, I'm already full. Do you know what? It's okay to start letting go. And then at some point, then you reach a point that you just go to an island completely by yourself when you only know one person, and then you start living on the top of the mountain with no one in your surroundings, and then you feel like this is it. No, that is also not the case. But I'm so grateful for what happened within my life. That I was always trying to accomplish something, that I became aware of that I started letting go of trying to accomplish something in order to start seeking something. I didn't even know what it was. And that seeking journey brought me 2 broken vertebrae. That brought me the calling to go to this specific island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and that this specific place on Earth, without any form of distractions, that this place shows me how much distractions I'm still engaged to. Even when I'm completely with myself in the surroundings without those attachments. So this really means that for me, that everything really just is energy. Everything is just energy. Because how is it possible that I'm still so engaged to football, to ex-beloved ones that will forever be beloved ones, to certain creative ideas in order to become someone? How is it possible that all those things are still alive, even when I'm in a completely different place? Do you know why? Because I keep those things alive by still attaching myself to them. And by becoming more alive, I start noticing that I'm already being alive and that there is no need to do anything. So then I allow myself to be present with my presence, and then all those things where I'm still attaching myself to, where I'm still engaging myself to, all those things are just coming to me. And then I start noticing, oh yeah, this is something where I'm still attached to. Oh yeah, this is something where I'm still attached to. And normally, what do? Then I start feeding this energy. I start feeding this certain thing by giving it my energy, by melting together with it. And yeah, that's how it stays on my plate. But from the moment I start just acknowledging and seeing it for what it is, just seeing it as one of those clouds that are coming by, then I just allow the cloud to pass by, instead of that I start to engage myself to it. And it doesn't mean that not engaging means that you push the cloud away. No, because then it's like a boomerang effect, and then the cloud will come back, because that is not the real emptying your place. That is still comes from the same energy that is attached to the other, to that something that comes by. So it is really detaching yourself from attaching and just being with what comes by and let it pass by, including everything that it brings you. So including these emotions you start feeling. Again, let it come by, let it come to you, through you, but not engage. Let it come, but not engage, because when you engage, then you become the emotion, and then you become the story again. So yeah, the cloud of a thought, let it pass by, and if this thought gives you some certain emotions, let it come through you. Let it come through you. And at some point, also these emotions are passing by. That's where we become more empty. Also, a feeling we normally don't want to feel. within this emptiness, when you really have an empty plate, empty from all attachments, empty from all your engagements, when you have that empty plate, everything just comes to you. Everything that wants to come through you comes to you. For me, Dan Touwen, it are like all those callings, all those insights, all these knowings I received the last month by being here alone. And these are just all the things I just needed to know. I needed to remember that I know this already, that I knew this already. I needed to remember, I needed to recognize this within myself in order to stop seeking for it outside myself. So yeah, this whole rat race of trying to accomplish something, I stepped out of it, but then I ended up in a new rat race trying to find something. And now I'm able to step out of that race and to just see both rat races for what they are, love them because of both rat races. I am the Dan Touwen that I am today, with all these beautiful insights that I have today, with my loving presence, where I'm aware of at the moment, that makes me able to be more present at the moment, to just be, to be free enough to just be without a hidden agenda, without trying to find, without trying to accomplish something, by being. So yeah, this is the update from where I'm going through, where I'm at, for how I'm doing. And I can tell you, it's magnificent. And yeah, this magnificent feeling is not something I'm holding on to. It's not something where I'm engaging myself with. No, it's just what it is for now. And in case there comes a cloud by, there's a cloud passing by that makes me feel upset, then I'm just upset. And that being upset is then also just being upset. And it's also not something where I'm engaging myself to, but what I just let come through me. And I guess that's the real freedom. Free from suffering, free from all the things where we are engaged to, free from all the things where we are attaching ourselves to day in, day out. That's the real freedom. That's where you become really free to be without need to do. Out of that space, yeah, you just start creating without the need to receive anything in return. For example, this message I'm speaking, this message that comes through me, that I'm speaking into this camera, is for the current moment, just for myself. I tell myself that I want to give you an update. You are just a reflection of me, so I just want to give the reflection of me an update how I'm doing. So it is just me trying to give an update to you, but at the same time it's just it's just me trying to give an update to myself how I'm doing. And I'm really grateful that I start considering, even when I look at myself on the phone, on the video, that I'm doing so magnificent, that I feel so free to be. something where I always try to accomplish, I always try to find. By doing. So hilarious. Doing. A bit more, setback, moving back, forward, all in order to be something, to become something that you already are when you are free to be. So grateful for your reflection of my being, that there is a resonance when where I'm going through and where you are going through. And that because of this resonance, you already devoting 40 minutes of your precious time towards watching this video. And then maybe you also start considering that this is more than only an update about how Dan Touwen is doing. But that the update of Dan Touwen is a reflection of yourself, that is a message to yourself. And you can only behold this message, you can only unfold this message when you are present with your presence, just like you are the last 40 minutes. You can't unfold those presents when you are doing, because when you are doing, then you are in a state from your mind that is created in order to let you do things. So you can be so grateful for that magnificent mind of yours. But that magnificent mind is the same mind that wants to invite us to step in that race all the time. So you don't need to enter that race. We are already the winner without racing. The race itself is the holy shift, is the win, is the real profit. It's the real benefit. It's the real money, it's the real success, it's the real recognition, it's the real peace, it's the real enlightenment. The present moment is a real present. Because only there we become present with our loving presence, and only there we start realizing that we are the present. Much love for you. Take care of yourself. Oh.